Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Rose. I am actually from Haiti. I was born in Haiti, then moved to the US in 1997. I was raised in Brooklyn, New York for a little bit. Then my family and I moved to Philadelphia. Pennsylvania, I would say as a whole. And we've been here ever since. So let's talk about this PCOS thing, right? As a kid, ever since, I hit puberty and started getting my periods, I've always had a rough time. Like every time I knew I was about to have my period, it was always, okay, let's get ready. Okay, do you have your painkillers? Okay, this is because it's always an experience. And what I mean by that is there was a lot of pain. There was a lot of clots. There were days where I would be curled up in bed pretty much the entire day because of the pain that I would get from it. My mom typically used to say that, because I'm one of 10, and out of that 10 is only 2 boys. So it's a whole bunch of girls. And my mom used to say, if you walk around the house with nothing in your feet and the floor is cold, that's going to affect your period, right? And for me, that was not a case for me, only because I don't like my feet getting dirty. So walking around the house without anything in my feet, socks, shoes, whatever the case is, sandals, that was not the case. So she always used to say, I don't understand why your period is so bad when you don't do that. You don't walk around with nothing on your feet. You don't have that problem. I don't understand. So, of course, years go by and we still have no idea why my periods were so harsh. So fast forward, I got married, and within my household, if you're not sexually active, you're not really pushed to go to see a gynecologist. Like down there, it's assumed that everything is good, everything's straight, as long as you're not active. So since that was the case, I never went to get that looked at all. I went to my, doctor at the my regular doctor at the time, and never brought that up. Because again, I thought it was I just happened to be one of those that have horrible periods. But again, going back to when I got married and of course started having sex. And that's when I finally went to see the gynecologist. And, okay, everything's all right down there. Okay, cool. And then it got to a point where we wanted to have kids. And I was trying, nothing was working. There was a lot that was going. I usually don't talk about this, but I will, just so I can bring forth what the possible things are when you're diagnosed with PCOS. It's a little uncomfortable for me to even speak about it, but I will, because I'm trying to bring awareness and let you guys know that it's not a joke and it's something one should take serious, but take action on healing it. But anywho, going back, right? So we're like, okay, we're at a point, we got a house. I graduated college because when I got married, I was pretty young. And I was not done my degree yet. And that was one other thing, like married or not, I'm going to have my degree. That was my mindset back then. But so that got done and we're like, okay, well, we're at a point where we can have kids now. I have a job, got my degree, and my ex-husband, good job, good insurance, we were good. No kids. Nothing was happening. And we're like, okay, we're doing our part, you know? What's going on? And then, of course, the periods, the painful periods, didn't stop. And another thing that was a huge deal was I used to be painful having sex, right? And I used to be like, yo, doc, first of all, my family, we're very fertile, okay? Very fertile. My sister, who has 3 kids, my mom, super fertile. That's not an issue for us. So there must be something going on that's just out of whack. But fast forward, right? I went ahead and got some tests done. She took a piece of down there and did all her testing and came back and said, you have PCOS. What the hell is that? That was my first reaction, like, what is PCOS? Then she broke down, and I was like around 2013. I think 2013. That's when she said that. But she was like, this is why it's been a little difficult for you to have kids. And this is why you have the crazy painful periods, and we don't want to have any surgery. We don't want to do any surgery on you. We don't want to do certain things because you're so young. And we don't want to, like, we don't want things to do something that prevents you long-term from having kids, like, period. And I'm like, okay, so but what's the solution? She was like, we can put you on birth control and see what happens. Initially, I did get on birth control. And I didn't like it. I did it in 1 month and then I was like, all right, this ain't for me, right? Because I didn't like how I felt on it, okay? So after that month, I was like, no, this is not the route for me, blah, blah, blah. Then I went on 2014-ish. I got serious within, not even 100% serious, but I started taking my health and my nutrition a little serious. At the time, I didn't really eat. I was a huge snacker. So I would go through my entire day eating once a day, and then snacking. Cookies. I was not a chip person. So just a lot of sweets, candy, and all that. That's what my day typically looked like. But I took, and then of course I was like super constipated because I wasn't eating well. So my body was just backed up and a whole bunch of things just was off within my body aside from PCOS. But we're not getting there because this is mainly about PCOS itself. Years gone by, nothing, no answer. Every time I'm like, what else can I do? She wanted to prescribe me with prescription. She wanted to give me prescription. And I'm like, I don't want to go that route. So fast forward again. This is just a condensed version of it. My best friend and I, who is also, which I'm super grateful and fortunate, my wellness coach, right? He customized something for me that would work for not only the results I was looking to get when I got started on my healthy, active lifestyle, because at the time, I wasn't looking to lose weight per se. I was really looking to feel better, and to get rid of the belly, because with PCOS, you have a huge belly. You, even if you didn't even eat, you're prone to being very not constipated, bloated. And I was tired of that. I'm like, I look like I'm pregnant and I'm not. My belly feels horrible. My energy is low. So he customized something for me. And in the beginning, you know, I was still eating meat at the time. I was still doing dairy, and all that, right? So let me slow it down a little bit. PCOS, if you're looking to heal it, there are certain things you should stay away from. So to name a few, carbs. When I say carbs, I'm not talking about complex carbs. I'm not talking about the carbs that are good for you. I'm talking about empty carbs. I'm talking about these chips, these other kind of carbs that does not necessarily benefit the body. Dairy, gluten, and that's just to name a few. Alcohol, yeah, that's just to name a few. So when we saw things were not shifting, and another thing too for me was my acne. So it was my period and then my acne. Those were the crazy, super annoying symptoms that I had personally. So those kept coming up. My face, always. And it wasn't like regular acne. It was the cystic ones. So they hurt. They're huge. They're red and very pussy. So fast forward again, we ended up customizing something that where I stopped eating dairy, stopped eating meat, and became mindful of everything I intake, including my carbs. So when you stop eating meat, you have to now then make sure that your body's receiving the correct amount of iron, correct amount of different things that you typically, they say, you would get from meat. But what I realized within my journey of living with PCOS is the fact that you don't need those things, right? It's been 2+ years now since I stopped eating meat. And my diet consists of a lot of carbs. I can honestly say that's been one of the best decisions I've made. I don't have the crazy amount of pains anymore when it comes to my period. My face used to break out all the time. Now it's like sporadically that it would happen. And a lot of times when that do happen is because I probably ate something that was not supposed to be within my diet. So a lot of times when I eat something, I already like prep myself mentally to be okay with when my face go off. Because if you're somebody that don't necessarily like wearing makeup, and your face is always going crazy, you get a little frustrated. You get like, as a woman, your face is the first thing people see, and your face is and even you, when you wake up in the morning and you go in the mirror, you see yourself, you see your face. So there's a lot of things that comes with wanting being okay with yourself, being, I don't want to say satisfied, but being whole and complete and loving yourself the way it is. It gets difficult when your face is doing its own thing. But anywho, some other things that I did was I did a 30-day fast where I didn't eat anything. All I did was juice on grapes. And then aside from that, I also went and inputted herbs within it. And with the herbs and just juicing the grapes, dude, so much mucus, TMI, right? Worms. When I would go to the bathroom, worms would be coming out of me. Like, there's a lot of things that we eat throughout the years that our body is still holding on that we're not aware of. So for me, it was just like doing things the holistic way, but also keeping in mind that it has to be something that I can do long term. I don't like diets. I don't like quick fixes. So finding something that works for me that I can do for the rest of my life and feel great is what I was looking for. And that 30-day was tough as hell, but I did it. And it helped me in a huge way. What else did I did? What else did I did? What else did I do? Excuse my English. And of course, staying active. I stayed active. I'm not one of those that people, like, when people see I post certain things, they think like I'm the fitness guru. No, I don't like working out. I'm just being honest. I work out because I know what it does for me and my body and my health. This is why I work out. And then, but it's not one of those things where it's just like, yeah, all I do is work out and I love it. No, not necessarily. I enjoy it when I do it, and then and the aftermath of feeling absolutely amazing when I'm done. But it's not one of the first things that come to mind for me when it comes to what I want to do throughout the day. Like, I love to eat. I love conversating, just having great, awesome, uplifting conversations with my friends. And if that involves playing games, if that involves a movie, whatever that looks like, yes. But just sporadically saying, okay, let's go work out. No, that's not the first thing on my list. So I typically do what I know work best for me and what's going to benefit my body long term. Because there's a saying that say, how does it go? Don't do something about the temporary, feeling good temporary versus the long term. Oh crap, I totally forgot. I forgot. No problem. But the short term satisfaction, the short term feel good does not equal to the long term of feeling good and being in the best shape of your life, in the best health. I do plan on having kids down the line. And I want my body to be in the best health ever to conceive, because I do not plan on conceiving in a hospital. I do want to go natural, and I feel like being that, they diagnosed me with PCOS, I already know what that is. But again, if I can make sure I do everything right for me and my future self, I know I'm set. Like, I literally don't get the crazy cramping as I used to anymore. I used to faint when I have my period, but it's the shifting of what I ate. And then there's some other herbs and things that I take, like I take iodine. One of the nutrition plans that I follow is Herbalife Nutrition. For the past 7 years, this what's been working for me. So in the fact that I no longer do dairy, they have a non-dairy option, which I love and I'm super happy and grateful and excited about. So whatever my lifestyle is, it completes it. It works hand in hand with it, and it makes my life so much easier, because a lot of the things that my body needs, a lot of the vitamins, nutrients that it needs, I can't necessarily get it from just regular food. Not that I can't, but it just would be too much. And I'm a very simple person. I don't necessarily like cooking like that. I don't even like going to the market. So if I could find something that has everything that my body needs on a day-to-day, and I can take it 1 to 2 times a day, depending on what goals I'm working on for the month, or for the time being, I can just take that and I know I'm good. Yeah, that's the route I'm gonna go. And that's just what's been working for me, and I'm super grateful for it. And of course, like I said, the iodine. There's some other things. I also take this thing called TRS. So what it does is it helps your body get rid of heavy metals. We know the time, especially the time that we're living in now, with the 5G this and Wi-Fi everywhere, being on our phones, having things just around us, even the things that we eat every single day, the TV, the microwave, the heater, just everything that we have around us does not contribute to our body in a good way. It's a lot of negative energy that our body intake from these things, and TRS is able to help your body get rid of those heavy metals. So it's like a detox of those heavy metals. It's a detox of these things that are not necessarily seen on a day-to-day that our body is being affected by every single second. So I take that every day. Of course, my vitamins and nutrients, and I meal prep every week. That simplifies my life. I cook once a week, and that's it. I have my foods ready, and of course, I told you I have my shakes and stuff as well, and then that's it. That's how I've been able to deal with or live with being diagnosed with PCOS. Like, it's not even a thing for me anymore. I used to be so focused on it before, because the symptoms were just so strong prior, but now it's like I really have a quote unquote normal life. I haven't been to the doctor, because at one point the doctor used to say, yo, I'm about to put you on my payroll because you're here too much. Like, that's how often I was at my gynecologist. So I'm grateful. I'm happy to know that I was able to work through my PCOS diagnosis without medication. And my goal is to really empower women to better diagnose as well, to find a way where they can do that, to find a way where they can heal themselves mentally, because that's another huge deal of PCOS too. But that's another conversation of itself, because you sporadically feel super depressed, sad, and you have no idea why, right? So we say, but we can get really deep within that aspect of it. But, being super intentional with who and what you keep around you on a day-to-day, what you listen to, what you watch, what you think of yourself when you look in the mirror, as hard as it may be, especially like you're with your belly, like you're like, dude, I've been working out, I've been doing everything right. Why is this looking that way? Just like loving yourself, and being whole and complete no matter what. Getting to that point is super important. So my goal right now is to bring more awareness to healing PCOS in that way. Healthy mind, healthy body, healthy life, without the medication. And of course, one gets to wean away from it, especially if you started out with it, and especially when, you know, the doctor, the person that has the solution, that has the answer, say this is the way, and you've been on that wave, you've been doing it that way, it's no problem. We get to slowly wean away from it until you're on the other side of becoming the best version of yourself without the foreign things, you know, without intaking things that doesn't benefit your body long term. We don't want short term things. We want long term, because you want to be around for your kids and you don't want to pass that down. Because another thing we have to keep in mind too, if we take care of our bodies and it's in the best shape of that it needs to be, that's what you get to pass down when you give birth. But when your body's full of unhealthiness, is full of metals, it's full of a whole bunch of crap that we're intaking, whether it's from the meds, whether it's from whatever, we transfer that over. A lot of us, I know we want to have kids, so we go looking for all different ways of achieving that, and we don't realize that we're transferring so much ish into that child, and then now they have to deal with it. And it's whether we want to take that responsibility or not, but it's our fault, you know what I mean? But that's it for now. I'm going to continue sharing more aspect of my journey. That was just a compacted version of it, but we can do this without the meds. So I'm going to continue bringing more awareness, and one of my ways of doing that is authentically sharing my journey, authentically sharing what's working for me, but also interviewing other women so you know you're not alone. Interviewing other women that's been experiencing it. And let's say you want kids, that some that have kids, let's say, look, PCOS is PCOS, but the thing with PCOS is it's not a one size fit all. Everybody does not have the same diagnosis. I mean, the same symptoms. I had the issue with it being difficult to have kids, and the acne, and the crazy painful periods. There's people, their hair standing out. That's not one of my things. There's people that's having chest hair. That's not one of my things. There's people that have beard, mustache, whatever. That's not one of my things. You know what I mean? But I've interviewed women that have that, and I've interviewed other women that don't, but they have this or they have that. It's not a one size fit all. So these interviews, you'll be able to see different women dealing with it different ways, different women being open to switching things, to doing things a different way, and some women that are not, and it's totally fine. My goal is just to bring awareness to the other side of healing it, and bring awareness to it as a whole, that it is real, it is a thing, and if we just become more intentional with taking care of our bodies, we can heal it. Like, it really is and boils down to loving and taking care of our bodies intentionally. But that's all I wanted to share with you guys. If you have any questions whatsoever, please reach out. I'm super open to sharing more and more about my life and how I've been able to heal mine and still working through it on a day-to-day. But I'll definitely chat with you guys soon.